Hey, Crown Content Publications followers, viewers, and supporters. Thank you for tuning in to another segment with the Crown Content Publication Services family, where publishing and marketing services finally meet. Today's topic, as you probably saw in the title bio, is, do's and don'ts when it comes to preparing to sign a publishing contract. And you'll see that it said, I personally wasted money in my life before doing these type of things. Okay, so I just want to use my personal beginning author story because see, a lot of people have different background stories to the small businesses they started, and that's pretty much my story too. Okay, I didn't just think about it till it dawned on me, and I really don't. Y'all will notice on my segments, I don't really talk much about my journey, not even to becoming an author. Okay, on the branding segment we did yesterday, which y'all still see it up on my board, branding, patenting, and copywriting. It had me to thinking about the day I even came up with the logo idea. And that's one of the funnest parts. Anybody knows that, coming up with your business name and your logo. Just like when you have a new baby, like I described yesterday, you practically make the face of that baby because you made the baby. So that's practically what your logo process is. And branding your logo and stuff like that is kind of like just like you signing a birthright, the birth certificate to your baby. And then the actual logo part is, or the business name is just like you naming a new baby, and that's always fun to us. That's always an exciting and ecstatic part of birthing something new. That name, the face. When you have a baby, y'all know one of the first things they look at is the baby's face. They trying to see who the baby belonged to and stuff like that. But I compare those type of scenarios, real life scenarios, with birthing a baby and with business, and this is what has helped me to become a strong marketing strategist, a strong entry-level business consultant. I was always a great tax preparer, regardless of the entry-level experience I was gaining, because I just had good customer service skills. So it didn't matter if I was able to attract a customer or client into the office. There was always somebody else in the office willing to help me through a client's tax preparation return. Okay, so I was blessed in that manner. It's just things like that I think about, and I want to share with people to help them in the long run. Okay, not to become tax preparers, but I mean that's a good thing too. I might do a separate segment on how you can what it's going to take as far as the certifications, license, and the levels from tax preparer to enrolled agent and all that good stuff, because some of you guys out there might be interested. Okay. No, I said I was going to start opening up every segment. I don't want them to be too long either. I don't want every segment, every recording I do to be extra long. But some topics, they have to be, so you can cover as much as you want to. But I said I was going to start opening my segments, introducing the Crown Content Publication Services that we do offer to freelancers, entrepreneurs, and authors. And this is a great segment to mention that on, because we are actually about to be talking about common mistakes when it comes to publishing, and how some of the things I didn't know caused me to not only sign bad contracts. That's number one. I signed bad contracts. What is a bad contract? When I describe it, a contract that probably wasn't even a real company. Okay, I'm gonna save you guys from making these type of mistakes. Also, because that could be described as a form of identity theft. But let me stay on topic here. So you want to watch the contracts you're signing. You want to watch what you're investing in, because if you saw my thumbnail title thing, it said I wasted a lot of money. Part of what helped me to birth Crown Publishing Content. Now our podcast and YouTube channel, the name is Crown Content Publications, for anybody that might have been confused or said, why is her business name this or that on TikTok? No. It's the same business, especially anytime you see this logo that has been branded, because I learned my lesson. People will take your logo, guys. Oh my gosh, if you didn't tune in to my patent, copyright, and branding recording yesterday, Today's date marks March 30th, 2022, by the way. But if you didn't get to tune in today, you need to, because don't sit here and invest all this money into the designer that create your logo for you, just to turn around and have somebody out here just freely using that because you did not take the legal steps to make sure that your logo, that you own ownership to it. Yes, you paid for it, so the receipt might help you a little bit in court, invoices and things like that, but you want to cover yourself when it comes to being an entrepreneur and freelancer. You want to cover yourself on all levels of business possible, because see, these sharks that we're about, I'm not calling every publishing house a shark, but the sharks that are out here when it comes to the entertainment industry, they can definitely sense and feel those of us that know our stuff and those of us that are just trying to make a quick dollar, and we're just kind of trying to fill out the industry and get seen quick, okay? So yeah, in case anybody didn't know that, I'm Arthur Tedasheri, by the way. You can look me up on Amazon Kindle. You're going to find at least 3 of my self-published publications. One is a poetry anthology collection. The other 2 are just short story novels I started off doing in my early days of Arthur, and I just knew I liked it to write. But see, what we have coming to you guys in 2022 will, and I'm happy to announce this, will show more than show my growth as a writer, not just as a writer, but as an author, and the type of concepts and topics that I like to discuss in my books now. So do stay tuned. A way you can stay tuned, not only do we have Crown Content Publications newsletters for you guys this year, we also have the www.contentcrownpublications.com website that you can keep up with, check in with weekly. Go ahead and bookmark. I encourage you guys to, because see, you don't want to follow the channel and then we have I'm trying to see what's okay to say and what's not, but just follow the website, y'all will see what I'm talking about. Now, I've mentioned the merch that's coming, but at the same time, we'll have new book publications. That's my only point. And yes, these are self-published books that are coming to you guys, and it's also a form of encouragement to other self-published authors or to other independent workers or writers who didn't know they can do this whole process on their own. So when I say I was going to bring up what we do and how it is perfect for this topic of common mistakes when it comes to publishing, it took me going through those type of things in business, once again wasting money, signing bad contracts and stuff like this, to realize that I have a calling I thought I had a calling to help authors when I started Crown Publishing Content in 2019, but now I see I really do. See, because I'm not going to name the platforms, but there are platforms out here, some of us, we as freelance authors, we apply for jobs on, and then you can't just do that. You can apply, but see, it's going to take your attention and your knowledge and paying attention to what a company is telling you, to what this quote-unquote literary agent is telling you, to what this quote-unquote publishing services coordinator is telling you, because that's what I consider myself. I don't run around here calling myself a literary agent, okay? Because I'm not, as well as I know I could do that type of work, I know how much work comes with that, okay? I know how much work comes with calling myself a publishing house, okay? I don't consider myself a publishing house. Crown Publishing Content offers publication services. Me being a coordinator is the one who directs the services. Make sure that my clients, whatever they came seeking us for, with help with their books, okay, are self-published authors, freelancers, and entrepreneurs. My job is to make sure that your services come together, right? It might not always be me working on a project. This is why I have a team, okay? But we're not a publishing house. Straight up, let's get that cleared out the air, because on this segment I am going to take the time out to once again go over the differences between a publishing house, a literary agent who works for a publishing house, or a literary agent who's a freelancer and whose job is to get you with the publishing house, and a publishing services coordinator like me. Ghostwriter, all this stuff is different levels. Illustrator, all of these jobs are only different levels that help bring that book together, okay? Anyways, I had to learn the hard way. Losing money sometimes, right? Like this one company, which I'll do a live segment in the future, guys, so y'all can like probably give your stories too. Just know that as a publishing services coordinator, I've already heard ample stories of people feeling like they were messed over in contracts, in entertainment industry contracts, okay? I don't want that to be you. And I'm very blessed that it was me, but I was able to overcome it. You know, it's just a matter, and this is why I am going to preach this on this segment today. One of the very first things I was going to mention when it comes to do's and don'ts, this is a great do when it comes to publishing contract in the entertainment industry. Even with books, a lot of you guys didn't know books are considered entertainment. Poetry, entertainment. Manuscripts of any kind, probably entertainment, okay? Number one, researching. Did Arthur Taylor Sherry do enough researching when she started off in this business? I'm not ashamed to say no. Especially when I found out it was a million other authors who hadn't done enough research either. But see, it only hurts us. So whether y'all are willing to come out and say it or not, once again, I've already met many talented writers who have this story. And then in the description section, guys, my pod show link will be in there. This is my YouTube channel, but I have a pod show platform, and we will be interviewing authors who have experienced the same thing going into the month of April. Okay, April 22. Why? Because this is important. It's a pandemic. People don't have before it was a pandemic, people didn't have money to be wasting with shark money eating industry producers and publishers. Okay, you know why they take these jobs as agents, and because they are practically the representation of your work when you decide to sign contracts with these type of sharks. I'm just going to call them sharks for the sake of this segment, okay? If that's okay. I hope I'm not offending any producers, literary agents out there. It's just that, like, for the entry-level writers out there who really have dreams and goals like I did one day, they need to know these things, and you guys don't take the time out to tell them. So anyways, I'm going to be the whistleblower on this thing, okay? As far as people are willing to listen about it, because yeah, a teacher, if a student graduates at the end of a semester, guess who represents that student? The teacher who taught them, okay? Okay, that's kind of like their literary agent. That's kind of like their producer or their manager through the school year for that class of English. That teacher is the one who's gonna be reflected and looked at when it comes to. And teachers probably don't take this responsibility, but they should if they never looked at it this way. Your class's grade point average at the end of every semester is a reflection of your teacher, of your teaching skills. You can blame it on the parents, you can blame it on the child not paying attention, but it still represents and reflects your skills as a teacher. Okay? You could have all the education all day. Education, skills, two different things. Just because you get an education in a certain industry or field of work doesn't mean that you really cut out, doesn't mean that you really possess the skills to work that position. It is what it is. So a lot of y'all teachers be out here, yeah, this class, Johnny's grades are so low, and David, I can't get him to pay attention, and Sarah's mom doesn't sign her homework papers. It's still a representation of you as a teacher. Are you setting these things up? I'm not a teacher. I thought I would chime in about it. Are you offering options and things for the parents and the students to help them learn better, to help them cooperate better, to help them help you as a teacher? That's going to be your skills. But yeah, my next segment is about to be about tips for homeschool parents. So let me stay on top of here. Not researching can get you in a world of trouble. First of all, not researching what you're trying to write about enough before you publish it. Not researching the world of writing and editing manuscripts themselves, because you will learn, I'm going to say it 3 times for the people in the back, you will learn a lot of the publication services that you're willing to pay publishing houses. And I already know what the packages, I already know what the prices of the packages look like, okay? Trust me, it's definitely over $2,000 just for a package of them editing them writing possibly, them designing possibly, them copyright ISBN process for you, them distribution, printing, and production for you, them marketing for you. Everything I just named, this is just a gem, and it's something that, I mean, it's not brand new. I'm not the first one to say it. But as a publishing services coordinator, this is kind of my job to make sure you guys out there know where I'm coming from in the heart. Everything I just named, you can do yourself. Or you lack the skills to do it. Therefore, Crown Content Publications exist. Once again, we're not a publishing house. We have this discussion with clients already. We're not a publishing house. Our job is to help you become established, okay, and groomed to become a self-published author. Self-published, what does that mean? Well, you personally contributed to the production and producing and a construction of your own book. That's all that means. When I learned that I was going to be able to do this for my own books, see, I had the skill from the beginning, the skill of writing anyway, the skill of coming up with great ideas for a book, the skill of being able to draw audiences' attention or influence people. That stuff was already there. Okay, so why did I go through this on my journey? Bad contracts, like I mentioned before, paying money for things that I practically could have paid not only a cheaper price, I hate to use the word cheaper, but yeah, it's a pandemic, so I'm going to use it. A cheaper price for the same service from a freelancer entrepreneur, which would also allow me to support a small business or support an entrepreneur, because if y'all don't know, yeah, their work is not easy. And it's entrepreneurs out here every day ghostwriting, every day graphic design, every day editing, line editing for you, leaving reviews for you, marketing for you, okay? What is Crown Content Publication Services again? We're not a publishing house, but we are a small business who understands the publishing house industry. And what we have done is practically taken a list of our own publishing services and begin to offer them in the form of packages, or sometimes they're not packages. Sometimes a client might call me and say, hey, I just need this one service. I just need this one service. I'm already a self-published author. I already know about the segment you're talking about today, Arthur to the Sherry. And I would say, oh, okay, just one service. What's that service? Yeah, I need some help with my copyright. Oh, I need some help getting a marketing plan together for my book. I need some help with a book title idea. See, these are separate. These are individual services that a person might need. Call a publishing house and try to tell them you only need one service. Sip on that. Call them and say, oh, I just need a book title. You think they want to hear that? You're not trying to order, if you're not trying to contract with them for a whole package for your book, which let's go ahead and get into the contract conversation. Contract usually is the binding of two parties or more that they both share some type of agreement for not just the rights, for not just the ownership, for not just the royalties, not just the marketing. And anytime you are willing to see me, I love the business of contracts on one level because I see how they do secure once two parties come to a great idea or a project idea that they can do together that works for both of them. Contracts are great. But, now I have knowledge that people have contracts drawn up already for their companies. And there's always going to be certain stipulations that they hope you're going to read and agree with, so they don't have to go retweak their contract to your satisfaction. See, oftentimes you authors out there are under the impression that you just have to sign your life away to whatever their contracts say. And you know why you think that? You don't have a business attorney going over their contract with you. You don't have a publication services coordinator like myself going over their contract with you. You don't have a business insurance agent going over their contract with you. But see, I can't tell you what to do. You can read yourself. You know what works for you. You know what you are looking for in a contract. You know what guidelines you're willing to work with or not, you know. So maybe you don't need somebody to go over contract with you, but this is something I just wish I would have researched more. It's not about being dumb or negligent, but number one on my list when it comes to do's and don'ts was number one, research. How are you going to research something without a goal? You mean to tell me you just got a book you want to write and you think it works like that? You need a goal. Who is your target audience? Do you plan on including this book and the royalties you make in your will? Do you plan on passing the ownership of this book down to your children? Like deeper things that people don't think about, and I didn't think about either when I first started as an author. Okay, you don't want to put in, because if you're a real author, you already know you putting in time and energy into a manuscript, right? Something in my hair right there. You putting all this time into that, but you're not willing to research your legal rights as an author. You're not willing to research whether a publishing contract is the best thing for you with a publishing company, or whether self-publishing is the best thing for you and your budget. You're not willing to research that. Well, let me say this. My website is going to be in the description section, and my email, because if you email me and you're interested in booking your first free consultation, I'm always available. Looking for people who are looking, because I'd rather you get a free consultation and we have these type of discussions than you just go sign your life away on a 5, 10 year, even 2-year contract. Is a long time for your money and rights and ownership and royalties to be played with. It is what it is. So yeah, yesterday's segment was strictly about patenting, copywriting, and branding your work. But once again, that segment was for entrepreneurs, self-published authors, self-content creators. They're already doing their work. What we were preaching on that segment yesterday is, look, man, make sure you're getting the legal ownership and rights and protection that your work deserves. Because if you're already an independent contractor, if you're already working on your own, you already got a lot on your plate. So you need to get more serious about your business and protect what's on your plate. Protect your income revenue. Protect these type of things. I thought I was going to get on here and say what the average people tell you when it comes to contracts. Read the fine print. That's a no-brainer. This is deeper than a fine print. Did you need to contract with the publishing house in the first place? Could your budget, even if your budget couldn't afford it, I get it. A lot of us are willing to invest in our dreams. But did you know that you can launch yourself probably even further? Give yourself that chance. Becoming a self-published author. Okay, once again, how do I tie this together? Crown Content Publication targets self-published authors, self-published artists, self-published writers, self-published bloggers, self-starters all together. You know what else is a self-starter? An entrepreneur freelancer. This is why not only do we have publication services consultations offered to you guys, but business services consultations as well. You know, because you might be a small business who has questions about these things, or want me on your team to make sure, you know, you got somebody to look over things or give you advice. Because yeah, unfortunately, that's where my experience came from. Being serious as far as the skill, being serious as far as the dream, being serious as far as the vision, but being scammed multiple times in this industry already. Having manuscript books denied from publishing houses that I would stay up nights, weeks at a time, trying to make sure I just land the right. that was my goal at first. I wanted to be with the one of the biggest publishing houses. I didn't do the extra research, like, man, what kind of manuscripts do they even accept? What kind of writers have they helped to excel in the past? All I would look at is if they were the type of publishing house that has birthed New York Times bestsellers before. Oh yeah, I was sending my query letters. I was sending my manuscript submissions right away, and then I would wait I've been through this on all levels. I would sit there and wait for them to respond, just to get disappointed. Arthur Sherry, we do not want to accept your book. Then what you gonna do? You gonna give up on that manuscript because that big publishing house didn't believe in your work or thought your work? That's different if you say, I like your concept, Arthur Sherry, but this could use some work and we'd like to work with your manuscript. It was none of that. Big publishing houses, they're gonna accept or reject, and that's the end of the story. Now, when they accept, this is something you got to look at. What parts of the contract that you're willing to go through or not. So that's just something else you need to do. Know what you need to know before you sign a publishing or freelance contract in general, or a contract with the publishing house. Do not, this is a major don't. Do not just jump on something because they're offering you a $10,000 advance without reading, without having a business attorney go over there. That's a don't for you. That's a don't for you. And then when people are quick to offer you deals and contracts on job platforms, you're also going to want to make sure you're going back researching these companies, asking the right questions to these companies so you can know that they are official companies, making sure that their websites are official, certified. It's going to take that in 2022, y'all, because like scamming and hackers are on the rise. You hear me say this on many segments, okay? Sorry. Yeah, because like you're gonna possess the skill. That's what made you become a writer in the first place. You possess the skill. You let it write. You know that's what you want to do. But when it comes to expecting a publishing house to seriously accept your manuscript, see, I can talk about that. I gave y'all a little insight, but I would just submit it once or twice. That's a big don't. If you, it doesn't matter how many times they deny it. You can submit this manuscript multiple times to the same publishing house, or submit that same manuscript to multiple publishing houses at a time to get the results that you're looking for. Some literary journals or like article companies or something like this, research journalist companies, do look for article submissions and things like this. So like this is another platform or level of business that you could submit work to. But publishers and agents do average take up to 6 months to respond, and this is where a lot of self-published authors begin to get irritated and frustrated and say, look man, I'm going to take my chances, you know what I mean, advertising and marketing my own work, which we supported Crown Content Publications. It's just that it's going to take more than you sharing a few links on social media. I'm telling you right now, you need a real marketing strategy plan before you even publish it, before you even get to putting money. See, we're going to have clients thanking us in the near future. You know why? Because we tell them that we give them enough information in these first free consultations that they're going to know after that 1 hour whether investing their money into their own book at that particular time is even a good idea or not, or letting a publishing house cover all the work for them. Them just paying $5,000 for the basic publishing package is going to be better for them or not. That's how much information we give our. But see, publishing houses, they're not going to do that. They're willing to accept your manuscript when they are. But the contract part, I mean, they'll invite you to ask questions and things like that when it comes to inquiries and things you might have like that on a contract. But just don't think it's strange when they're not willing to budge or move much in the contract for your convenience, okay? If you want to have a more detailed conversation about this topic, really, because it's like more I really want to say when it comes to finding out and researching whether or not becoming a self-published author or signing with a publishing house is going to be the right decision for you. I would like to help you. Come up with the answer to that, so that you will not be delayed in your career as a writer. I've also done other segments, guys, of lucrative writing jobs and companies that are hiring in 2022 and going forward. In case you know, maybe you don't want to be an author, but you're still a writer. You like to write behind the scenes. There is big money you could be making out here. These type of conversations. Your first consultation is free, like I said. My email is going to be in the description section, like I said. And I thought I would have much more to say on a segment like this. I thought I would have a lot more to say, but I think I summed it all up in a nutshell. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. And the statistics are even showing and proving today that there are more people are branching towards the self-published author route. And what I was just trying to do in a nutshell was tell you guys why. I'm not here to take business away from traditional publishing houses. You know, Sun Times and New York Times, they earned their notable reputations. Okay, Penguin House, all these guys. But like I said, they kind of helped give me the vision to begin to help authors either prepare to submit their manuscripts to literary agents and publishing houses. We format that work for you. We edit that work for you. We help you get those stories. We ghostwrite for you. Or we help you become a self-published author. Either way, it's a win-win deal when you call Crown Cartoon Publications. It's a win-win deal. But yeah, guys, look into what I was saying. The statistical rate, probably since 2010, more and more people are finding more freedom financially. They feel freer that they're not tied into a contract with anybody when they handle the distribution and printing of their books on their own, when they handle the editing, formatting, graphic design, when they handle this stuff for their book on their own. Not only can they call people like me and save a lot of money, and still expect professional quality of a book, whether it's ebook, hard copy, soft copy, okay, paperback. I'm sorry. They're saving money. They're saving money. They don't have to worry about paying anybody else royalties, okay? Because now most of the book sales go in their pocket because they decided to self-publish. How much simpler do I make it? But now there's more on them on their side to be able to market and advertise that book properly, to get the proper author website increase traffic increase, to get the proper book sales they're looking for. Are they doing book seminars? Are they doing hosting book signing events? What are they doing to put the work in to sell this book? That's why I say a marketing strategy long before a business consultation with me, long before, even if you've already started writing it, that's fine. But I'm saying long before you begin to put money into that project. Because yes, printing and distribution is money. Shipping is money. Getting your book in a bookstore is money. Before you even get that far down the line, what I want to help you do is strategize exactly and directly and promptly how you can expect to make money off of that book. That's all I'm trying to say. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Whew. I say this on a lot of segments, but this is another one. I do believe I'm going to do a part 2 too, because I think I did a great opening as far as touching the surface of do's and don'ts and wasting money sometimes when calling publishing houses when you could have been better off self-publishing. I touched the surface, but we're going to go more into details about things to look out for in these contracts. Things to think about yourself more when it comes to these contracts. Like I say, a lot of y'all don't even go as far as getting a business attorney involved, making sure that those royalties are split right to where no matter how long those book sales happen while you are in contract with that company, your kids see some money, for example. Like you did a whole will or you got a deed involved or something like that. This is possible with your book. Also, I think it's called estate something. It's a type of contract a business attorney can help you get together. with your publishing house, with your publishing agent. Okay. Oh, and it was just right here. I gotta get it out. Y'all notice I don't look at notes much. I just kind of go off the dome with what I be trying to explain. But something like this, I will need notes because it's called a estate trust or something like that, a type of contract that and then you gotta look into stuff like that. Like once that contract deal is over, read that in the contract. What happens with the royalties? If people were really paying attention to this stuff, Anita Baker wouldn't have been fighting for her just recently here for the masters to her own music. Okay, I'm just using her. I'm not picking on her. I'm using her as an example. As if people were really, and that might not have even been her fault. Because it be some dirty stuff going on with contracts. Just think about this stuff, y'all. Y'all quick to go sign up with these publishing houses. If you get a publishing services coordinator out here start her own business like me, trying to help you with the book so you can be a self-published author, you look at me crazy. I don't get it. When these whole celebrities out here just now winning their rights to their music and stuff, like Britney Spears, Anita Baker, this is literally happening in front of y'all eyes. Anyways, my email will be in the description section. crowncontentpublications@aol.com. Reach out to me. We can set up a time to book a consultation. Or I can send you the link so you can be able to do that. And in the meantime, you can research my services at www.contentcrownpublications.com. And until you even figure out if I'm a right fit, go ahead and research other publishing services coordinators. I'm not saying I'm the only one out there. I didn't say literary agent. Total different field of work. And I guess the only thing that compares my work to a literary agent, see, when you pay me, you're getting services immediately. A literary agent actually doesn't get paid until your manuscript submission is accepted by a publishing services company, not publishing house. That's when a literary agent gets paid. A lot of y'all been out here getting messed over on that end too because you're paying literary agents. I'm not saying it's against the law, but it's really unnecessary. You're paying them, wondering why it's taking them 3 years to find you a publishing deal. Part 2 is coming soon, guys. Thank you for tuning in.